Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Lil Wayne project, Funeral. New album from legendary rapper Lil Wayne. 24 tracks, an hour and 16 minutes of material, not a whole lot in terms of build-up to this one. And with the long-awaited Carter 5 finally out, dropping back in 2018, it's kind of hard knowing what to expect from Lil Wayne next. And that's not to diminish his impact on hip-hop, which is huge. From his witty one-liners to his prolific mixtape catalog, the Carter 3 being a game changer for pop rap. On top of it, cosigns of artists who have changed the game themselves, Nicki Minaj, Drake. But at this point, all of those days are pretty much behind Lil Wayne right now. What is his purpose or direction at this point? Clearly he still wants to make money and make music, sure. But is he attempting anything other than just living up to expectations at this point? Which, if we're being honest, have been incrementally lowered by multiple mediocre projects over the past decade. I mean, sure, the Carter 5 was easily one of Wayne's best records in years, but in the grander scheme of hip-hop and his catalog, it's just okay. And with the title of Funeral, you would think this record is some kind of emotional sea change or something, like this is Wayne staring into his own mortality or something. And while there are themes of that on the intro track here, the starting song is almost like a taste of things not to come, because what follows past this point is yet another unfocused Lil Wayne album that is super bloated, packed with duds, forgettable moments, tracks that honestly are pretty unbearable, like on Know You Know featuring 2 Chainz. Considering the crossovers these two have made in the past, you would think that a song from them here would be like pulling out all the stops, with Wayne and 2 Chainz flexing their unparalleled senses of humor and wit. But instead, this track just ends up being a very by-the-numbers trap cut with a bland beat, a so-so flow from 2 Chainz, and then afterwards, Wayne doesn't even match his energy and just goes on this insane, needless, overextended vocal auto-tune solo where the singing isn't even all that great. And 2 Chainz' verses are really lacking the type of humor that he typically brings into a track. The only line that really stood out to me was, I might buy her an Acura, tell her to drive it to Africa. On the song Harden, we have Wayne going off about a relationship falling apart. It's dramatic, it's confessional, or at least it's trying to be. Vocally, Wayne is really phoning it in with his voice sounding kind of subdued under some light autotune in some passages. This honestly is just something I would rather be hearing Drake do. It sort of reminds me of Drake crossed with Lil B if Lil B had no charisma. We also have the buttery smooth sights and silencers, which is a terrible attempt at a slow jam. The percussion, the synths sound incredibly cheap, maybe the tackiest, stiffest, and most soulless instrumental to land on a Wayne record in a long time. Not only that, but Wayne spends a good portion of this track just hanging in the background, playing second fiddle to the dream. It's almost pointless for this song to be here. We also have the needlessly edgy Get Out of My Head featuring XXXTentacion, where Wayne is going super tortured on this track, though his lyrics don't really fit that bill all too well. He's just kind of going in this direction as an excuse to get an X feature, essentially. Either way, it's not really something artistically that Wayne has that much of a history of doing. It's kind of a sound, a style he doesn't hold much weight in. It just seems like a very cringy attempt to capitalize on a trending sound. Speaking of, the track Bastard features Wayne engaging in these sort of deep inflections, staccato flows. It sort of reminds me of Ski Mask the Slump God, but bad. Meanwhile, Clap For Him is a cliched booty shaker that doesn't really bring much to the form outside of some hooks that make me feel like I'm gonna get a headache. While there are some funny lines that Wayne drops on here, the only way to save this one is to redo the chorus, and for the love of God, get Megan Thee Stallion on it. Then we have the song Trust Nobody featuring Adam Levine. I feel like this is the kind of track that if Eminem did it, the entire hip-hop community from one wing to the other would be shitting all over it. But for whatever reason, because Wayne does it, it's like either ignored or it just gets a pass, as it has a very corny beat, a cheap radio hook, Adam's vocals are boring as hell. And lyrically, we have Wayne diving into themes of self-doubt, paranoia, dropping lines like, "Wakey wake, I lost some sleep, but I never lost the dream. Look, I could go on about every terrible or so-so moment on this very long project, but this is nothing new for Wayne at this point. This is like what he does. Packs a lot of his new projects with these low effort, low energy, or bad idea cuts. The only redeeming quality is that every once in a while he gives you a banger. Every once in a while he has a good feature. Every once in a while he raps his ass off. Like on Mahogany, which is a slick banger with a sharp vocal sample and a performance that shows Wayne in peak form. The flow on this track is relentless. The rhymes that he packs into just a couple of bars are impressive. He is going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. We also have Mamma Mia, whose instrumental sounds like if you forced Sophie to do a trap banger. Wayne is on fire in the second half. His inflections are absolutely nuts. Then we have Dreams, which is a dramatic auto-tune cut with a solid chord progression. The whole vibe, the whole style is reminiscent of some of the more heart-wrenching tracks from Kanye's 808s. Thank God it was just a dream! And again, actually great. Actually a highlight. Actually moving. And on Bing James, the gruff appearance from J-Rock gives him easily the best feature on the entire project too. Wayne manages to sneak in one more hard-hitting cut toward the end with T.O., and even though I think these tracks are great, they are not enough in number to balance out the derivative moments, the boring moments, the disastrous moments that occur throughout Funeral. I mean, the track Ball Hard, with all of its weird celebrity references and little twist feature, sounds like just a Block Boy JB track. Between Wayne's flow and the same exact kind of instrumental you would typically hear on a Block Boy song, the simple trap beat, that little short piano lick. Not sure what else to say about Funeral. Massively underwhelmed, but very much not surprised. Feeling a light to decent 4 on this one. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Lil Wayne, forever.